Guys, welcome to the unofficial Cardi B fan cast.
That wasn't quite the warning you prepared me for.
So, Mark, what's your favorite Cardi B song? You are a huge Cardi B fan.
I can honestly say I don't know a single song to even go with the joke.
You don't know like Bodak Yellow?
I literally
you can't fuck with me if you wanted to. You never heard that song?
see your joke has fallen on you, Flip, because I'm so out of the loop on that I couldn't even go with the joke if I wanted to.
How old are you, Mark, if you don't mind me asking?
35 last I checked.
Okay, so yeah, you're a little out of the Cardi B fan age bracket. I'm only 28, so when I hit 29, 30, that's when I should stop listening to Cardi B.
Yeah, see, here's how I discover new music. Either I hear it during a movie or in the introduction in a theater, or I have random music playing from Pandora or some other music tool, and I go, okay, what's that? Give it a thumbs up, and maybe I'll take a snapshot and check later.
What is your go-to? Like, what are some of your genres that you like? Like, what's your like go-to song?
Just random retro game music and junk, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I get most of my pop knowledge from my wife. Like, all my pop music knowledge is from her because she's 23. She's really young. And she's still, like she was up to date with Billie Eilish before Billie Eilish was huge. So I knew about her like 2 years ago. But yeah,
so my wife gets me up to date with all the pop music. I listen to pretty much
just like you, game music.
Yeah.
The only CDs I have in my car are literally the 5 discs of the soundtracks for Persona that came with the Japanese collector's edition.
Don't have those. The last CDs I bought that were not anime related were, I think, the Breath of the Wild soundtrack.
That's a good soundtrack.
Because that was like a big 5-disc box.
Was it really?
It was a 5-disc box, and they included a really ugly MP3 player with it.
What's the MP3 player look like? Like the tablet?
It's just like a can badge with a link sprite on it. You can't put any songs on it
at all. Like you can't even hack into it.
It just has some Zelda 1 songs on it.
I mean, that's kind of cool. That's a cool little collector's edition.
I'm pretty sure I could add more to it. I just haven't gone to the effort. I plugged it in to see if it would show up. It didn't. I moved on with my life.
So for those of you who don't know, and I mean, there's 6 of us. There's 6 people watching right now. What's going on, everybody? And they're all asking, who is this guy? So Mark, who are you?
I do quality control for Discotek. That would primarily be why I'm probably here.
Yeah, I've had almost the whole Discotek crew except for Brady. I don't think I've had Brady yet.
I know Brady's great. You'll get along well with Brady.
But I've had Logan on twice now. Justin and I do a podcast together now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been wanting to get you on for a while, and we had to cancel last week for some reason. I forgot why.
I believe it was that you didn't schedule it. By the time it came up, it was like Friday.
Yeah, I'm really bad at schedule. Well, because the FlipCast kind of died out, but I'm gonna bring it back. So you're season 2. You're season 2, episode 1. You're like the reboot.
Oh man, you're leading off with someone that no one knows.
Hey, I mean,
season 2 is gonna last 1 episode.
Most of the people didn't know who Logan was, and then the last thing we did got over 1,000 views. So,
well, now that the streak's broken, I'll have to tell you what me and Logan were both in on.
What?
Almost every show you and Justin were doing, you guys were mentioning either me or Logan, to the point that up until last night, I was in every single thing you guys did together.
Really?
Yes. Like I was doing work a week or two ago, and Logan's like, they didn't mention me this time. You're the only one with the streak left.
I'm gonna keep a knowledge of this, and then every episode I'm gonna purposely reference you or Logan.
That's why I didn't say anything until the streak was broken.
So so you do quality control for Discotek, and
yes.
Someone asked you on your, what's that website where people ask you questions?
Curious Cat, because I throw stuff up there because I have podcasts, and that's where we grab questions from.
And someone asked you, how did you get into the industry? And you said you were going to answer it on the show. So how did you get involved?
I complained about something on Twitter, and then someone else pointed it out to a professional and then it just me and Logan tripped through the window basically.
What was that thing? It was for an Amigo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For the Blu-ray Kickstarter they did, one of the things they were doing was including the comic by Adam Warren, where he did American comics for Bubblegum Crisis.
Okay. Are those any good?
They're pretty good, actually, to be honest. For some reason, I don't understand the plan changed about what was being included. The original plan was they were going to get the film backup from Dark Horse Comics. Somehow that fell through, and Robert Woodhead, who started Animigo and runs it, decided they would just scan it, and that's that. That way they would have it at least. He put up the sample, and it was not great, and I basically did a side-by-side on Twitter, basically just saying, not tagging him, just showing what I did like a minute, just tweaking some levels, cleaning it up a bit. And someone decided to send that to him, basically going, get this guy to do it. And I got a tweet from Robert basically going, would this be something you're interested in going through it? I said, sure. Without understanding at that point what the masters were like or anything. And then he went, great, but we need to close up the disc by next Friday, and this was Thursday.
Oh, yeah, you guys had a whole week. Yeah, Logan told me this.
Well, that's not quite what happened. So stuff was sent to me, and I decided, okay, I need to just do this. And I checked with Robert, can I have someone else look, just so I can pump them out, basically? And he said, yeah, and that was Logan. I was basically doing a page every 3 or 5 minutes, and I was done by Friday morning a week early.
Did you sleep at all?
Oh, I was done by like 3 or 4 a.m., and then I went to sleep.
And it turned out good.
It turned out as good as it could have been with what it was. Now, at this point, we're 10 some odd years later, I probably could do better. But that's what it was. I'm happy enough.
That was 10 years ago?
8, maybe. 8.
Wait, the Bubblegum Crisis release was 8 years ago?
Somewhere around then.
No, whoa, my God.
I say 10 years. It could be 6 for all I know. It's just roughly.
Someone said to me the other day, this is when I knew I was getting old, that, what was it? It was something that was 20 years ago. And it was an anime. I forgot what it was, but I remember almost crying because I felt.
Oh, there's a lot of anime from 20 years ago at this point.
It just blows my mind, because I'm not as old as you and Justin, but like I like my tastes are older. So like in my mind, Gundam Seed wasn't 2003. You know what I mean? Like it's relatively new for me. But
yeah, it's weird, but to go back and attempt to time stuff like that.
It sucks. So you also run With the Will, which is a Digimon fan forum.
Yes.
Now, I have been made fun of from my audience, you guys, you fuckers, that I've said multiple times that Digimon is better than Pokemon. Now, would you agree to the statement?
Yes. And I would also agree to the statement that you have unknowingly dressed as the first main video game character from the franchise.
I have unknowingly dressed as him?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
Wait, what? How?
I'm going to pull something up.
Shoot me the link on Twitter, and then I'll pull it up on the screen. I look like this guy
from the first main game, and who's shown up in a few later games. I'm sending you a link just so that everyone may mock you, along with myself.
Okay. Well, I didn't know I was. Man. Oh my fucking God, guys! He's not joking either.
No, I was
holy
not.
Shit! I actually. Well, I'm wearing a PlayStation hoodie, but that is amazing. You know what would be even better?
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Dude, it would be amazing if I actually did this on purpose. If I did that, like, how cool would that have been if I was that?
I don't give you Flip. I like you. I don't give you that much credit, to be honest. I'm not going to give you the credit that you somehow planned all this and didn't say anything.
It's just fate. If I wear the same hoodie, because this is like my lounge hoodie. It's like the hoodie I wear after a shower. You know what I mean? So it's always clean. I hang out. The hat, because I'm balding, so it's just like this is what I wear every day, and it's finally it paid off.
Yeah. See, I don't deal with the hat. My dad's alive. Both my grandparents are alive. I have seen my future.
It's
the future is here for me.
Are you Italian?
No.
You look a little Italian. Maybe Greek.
No.
Just a white guy?
Basically.
Just a white guy who loves Cardi B and Digimon. So when did you get when did you get into Digimon? Like when was it where you like
I actually know exactly when, specifically because it had nothing to do with Digimon.
Okay.
They were promising the first trailer for the new Transformers series during the first episode of a show premiering on Fox Kids.
Okay.
And that was Digimon. I was there for Transformers.
Was that Beast Wars?
Beast Machines.
Beast Machines, okay. Man, so that was probably what, 95?
99.
99? Okay, so
yeah.
I was in the same ballpark. I just I love not to shit on it. And I've been made fun of when the new Pokemon game came out. I played it, Sword and Shield. I played it, and I literally one night was playing it. I was hyped up on caffeine, and yeah. No one's trying to open the door, babe. Yeah, I left it open. It's the wind, babe. I'll be done. So, are you married, Mark?
No.
Okay, so my wife, like many wives, she's giving me the death look now.
Well, you kind of deserve it for the comment there. You earned it, probably.
No, not right now. I'll do it in a few minutes. Okay, it's not a big deal. Just shut the door.
So it's really windy here, and I've had the same problem too, where I think I hear the door being open. Like we've gotten like baseball bats out before.
I live in a valley. That happens here also.
That happens at your place?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the wind. Okay, I thought that you meant like people breaking in.
No. We're
valley on the second floor, and the wind just sucks the door shut. And I left the door to our stairwell wide open, and a lot of times it'll suck it shut.
Oh yeah, even if the doors are closed, I mean, big heavy doors, you sometimes get a little like wobbling noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like Mark said, because you know how our door you can't shut it without pulling it closed like tight. The wind makes it wobbly. He has the same problem. It sounds like someone's breaking it. All right, love you. Thank you.
So that's my wife, Mark.
Wife, that's okay. Well, she's gone.
She doesn't want to talk to me. I worked on Jaspion.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. For real though, Mark. For real. First time I watched that show, I was all hyped up. I was jazzed up. The music's fucking fantastic. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I remember seeing your comments, and then a week or two later, you're still doing it. I'm like, didn't he watch this already?
6 times. 6 times since September. Mark, I've literally sat down and been like, I'm gonna start this anime. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I started Gundam Seed. I got like 4 episodes in, and I was like, I'm gonna watch Jaspion again.
See, I have to be honest. I can't imagine watching Gundam Seed right now because at some point soon we're getting the big box.
We are, but I'm in love with the Providence Gundam. Like in love with it. I think it's the sexiest thing.
Let's see. Providence was the
one with the big ass backpack.
Yeah.
With all the like funnels and shit. I think it's so cool looking. So someone there's like a Gundam GIF Twitter bot that I follow, and they tweeted out of Providence. I was like, fuck, I want to watch Gundam Seed, but to get to that point, it's like many episodes, and then like 4 episodes in, I was like, I'm just gonna watch Jaspion again. And then I started watching Jaspion again, and I was like, this is the best, it's the greatest show ever. So I want to thank you. Thanks Selby. I want to thank Justin. Like, it's such a fucking weird show.
It was a fun show. I would not say greatest show ever, though, if I'm being honest.
Mark, dude, it's the greatest Toku show ever.
You also have to remember, I have a different perspective in the fact that I had to iron out anything So my
What's the
perspective,
worst bug in there?
just that sometimes stuff just looks off to you and it makes you paranoid.
I can see that.
Like that was one
for sure
where
that's so old.
show looks old. Sometimes you could swear the subtitles are slightly off, and whether they are or aren't, once you think you've seen something, you start eyeballing everything in a different way. Like
So,
I'm pretty sure if you asked Logan or Justin, I think by the end of Jaspion, I was kind of paranoid.
I think Justin gets mad when I talk about Jaspion.
I think everyone does, to be honest.
Yeah. Why? It's such a good show.
Because you bring it up at the wrong time, I would say. Like you guys will be talking about whatever, and then you'll go, so about Jaspion.
Yeah, it's true. I do the same thing with my wife. We'll be like hanging out, doing whatever, and I'll play the like theme song,
one day I'm gonna hear that the disc got hit by a hammer, and I'm not gonna be surprised.
I have multiple copies
of Jaspion.
Yeah, so I have 2 copies. And
why?
I think I've gotten 11 for friends and stuff. So
wait. You've bought Jaspion 11 times.
No, 13 because I've given away 11. I have 2. I own 2 copies.
Man, that makes me feel better because it puts every bad purchase I've ever made into perspective.
Oh, dude, I bought all of Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny less than 5 months ago, knowing that the fucking box that was coming out. It was
flip. People care about you. You have a problem.
I do have a problem. But I've broken it. I had 2,500 volumes of manga in about October last year, and I think I'm less than 1,000 now. I've just been selling stuff.
My collection stuff's changed a lot over the years. I used to be way too obsessed with it.
Yeah, I used to obsess with it, and I spent I've been quoted on YouTube. I'm sure the audience can pull up a quote of how much I've spent, and it's ridiculous. So now I'm just focusing on. I used to buy every manga series that came out. Like every single thing. I was reading.
I got close to that with anime at a point where everything that had minimal interest to me, I was getting at one point, and that stopped a long time ago. Just
the only thing I do that with is Discotek. The only company. I mean, and I'm not saying this because you work there. I'm not saying this because Justin's a friend now. But literally, Funimation puts out like maybe 2 things a year that I have some interest in. Viz, I could give a fuck all.
Well, I'm dumb. I buy all the stuff I work on and put it on a shelf.
Hey, that's not dumb, dude. I would do the same thing.
No, that is dumb because a lot of those things I have the discs I worked on.
Oh, you have like the pre,
yes,
like the pre-official release. I mean, Justin still buys his discs too. He said. So
yeah, but I think Justin waits for sales.
Does he really?
I think he does, and then he just buys like batches because I think he said that on one of your guys' show.
Huh.
I think.
I just heard that he buys them, and I was like, "Wait, you don't ask for a copy?" Like, I would totally be like, "Give me a copy, fucker." Which Selby also, if you guys want to know, sell stuff on eBay. I've gotten what were the 2 out of print titles? I got Alita, the 2-episode OVA.
Yeah,
and then I got Line Barrels of Iron from him as well, which was like, it's an anime. It's a mecha anime based off of a manga.
Is that the one Funimation did years ago? It was sort of like the opposite of Evangelion.
Kind of.
Yeah, I think I remember watching the first half of that show and then thinking it was over, and then like a year or 2 later, I found out that was only like the first half.
It's a long show. It's a really long show.
Okay, I may be thinking of something else then.
But the reason why I like it is because I like the mech designs a lot, and it's the duo behind the new Ultraman manga, and they did
good manga
evolution. Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
People make fun of me because my wife is in the chat, by the way. She is saying the coast is clear. So Tay, since you're in the chat, he worked on Jaspion, so tell him how much you appreciate his work and you appreciate Jaspion.
I believe I got that she can't be mad about that. I sent some message to you on Twitter and you said you passed it along and she agreed.
Do you want to know the story behind this comment, Mark, before we dive a little bit more into you?
Not really. I get the feeling you're gonna do it anyways, but
so
I can honestly say it's never come to mind that that's a thought I've had.
So I was live streaming at Barnes and Noble today and had over 50 people watching me. And I go, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go poop. And they go with us. And I was like, no. And then like comment after comment, go with us. So over 10 people. So I sat there on stream, and just my face was in view. Took a crap live in front of 50 people. And then it came time to wipe, and I said, I gotta go, guys. Bye-bye. And I hung up. It was done.
See, I feel like that's a type of story you keep to yourself, Flip.
I did it in front of 50 people. 50 people watching me poop. You know, and my wife was pretty mad when she found out.
Yeah, I would say if she walked in now and smacked you on screen, I wouldn't really be surprised or upset, frankly.
No, she is. My wife is my best friend. Her vision of anime, because she's a lot younger than me. Like, we met the year after she graduated high school. So her vision, she grew up in a really small town. I think her graduating class was, oh, look, she gave the smiley face grinning. She's
You can go hit him. It really won't bother me. It might make me feel better.
She won't ever appear on screen. So the fact that her hand would have to appear on screen, she would not do it.
Frying pan.
Frying pan? So she thought all anime was like hentai. That was like her vision of anime. So I took her to Kiki's. You know, we watched Little Witch Academia. She loves anime. Perfect Blue we've seen together. The only thing she does not like are Mecha and Toku. The two things I'm most.
I mean, to be fair, I love Mecha and Toku, but those are an acquired taste to a degree, and they can be very, very similar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just that guy, I guess. Everyone makes fun of me. I'm like that Mecha, which I'm launching a new project next year, focusing just on Mecha and Toku. So that should be fun. But let's talk about Digimon.
Okay.
What do you think the Pokemon games can learn from the Digimon games? Because the Digimon games are fucking fantastic, especially the last couple ones. You don't like them?
No,
Mark.
No, this will. Anyone who goes to my site or listens to my show who wandered in when I tweeted this will not be shocked that I'm not a huge fan of most of the Digimon games.
You don't like the newer ones, like the
okay. Okay, like let's talk about in theory, the best ones, which are the Cyber Sleuth duo.
Yes.
No one will argue that those are the best ones, and I agree with that. I just disagree on how good they are. Because here's my issue. If I go back to my Super Nintendo and pick almost any random JRPG, the Cyber Sleuth games aren't they're prettier, but they're basically a generic 90s JRPG, which if that's what you want, that's great, but I have those. I don't need more of them, especially ones that aren't necessarily as polished. Like, for example, it is an old school style JRPG with some monster collecting in it.
No, I think what I like it.
But that's what I mean.
I'm a huge JRPG fan.
No, but so am I. But if I'm going to spend the time with a JRPG, hey, look, it's Dragon Quest XI's. That game is a time sink. It's maybe unfair to say it's objectively better, but it is. It's a better game that I would rather.
Objectively, the best JRPG that's come out.
No, but that's also my point. Is I have all those old games still. Ones that I haven't played. I can apply translation patches to cartridges for games I've never played. Like, I have a retro. I can grab my own ROM of the game, apply the translation patch, and play it if I want to.
I got sponsored by a company. I can't think of their name, which I feel bad, but they make carts and they put patches of games that never got translated here in the States. So I'm
a bit torn on that, specifically because the companies that do that, generally speaking, they don't get permission from the people who translated it or.
I'm trying to see if I even have it around me. It was Bahamut Lagoon, I think is what the name was.
No idea. Like I know a few of them, but in general, like I have the equipment to pull the ROM off cartridge and make my own copy.
That's pretty cool. You and Logan are just nerds.
You can ask Logan. I sucked him into all of it.
Are you the one that got him to put subs on the Blu-rays?
No, that's him.
Okay, because that's been a godsend. Because I used to. There was a company, I don't want to say their name because
actually, now that I think about it, I did.
Did you do that?
No, I would say that's him. I did some stuff where I was just trying to put stuff on Blu-rays early in the history of the format, but I don't think I can take credit for that.
Because I was sponsored by a company that was sending me. I was just watching this last night, but they sent me bootlegs, really, really high quality bootlegs. Like not to brag, they're really nice. Like incredibly nice. So he sent me Dan Gaio, which is this, and I watched it. I saw the clip you posted. All I could think is those subs did not look very good. Yeah, I mean they could be better, but it was free. So he sent me all of Macross, Evangelion, Hajime no Ippo, Urusei Yatsura. I just have a pile of free bootlegs over there. And how do you feel about bootlegs? I don't see the point when you can go get them. Like physically import them and then. No, I mean you could, if you wanted to, you could buy the disc. If you were just gonna get a bootleg, you can just pirate the episodes. Going to the effort to actually grab bootleg discs just seems. I'm a physical media whore. I love having stuff on my shelf. That's the thing. It's not really the thing. To me, it's the thing. Like this is cool to me. But that's the thing. It's a cheap fake copy someone made. It's not the thing. Yeah. I mean, the part of the point of when I buy X, I want that thing on my shelf. The bootleg means nothing to me. It's nothing. For me, I justify it because I didn't purchase it. So it's like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Because I'm very much against piracy in general. I try, like, even if I think it's kind of a stretch when... Like, for instance, Macross, right? I have the bootlegs. The only pieces of Macross, which is like Robotech and Macross Plus and stuff, that I could legally buy here, I went out and bought. And I have like a couple robots. Yeah, and I went out and bought those 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, Mark. Wait, 20 years ago? Oh, you're 15? Okay. I keep thinking you're like my age. I'm like, holy shit. You were 8 years old buying Macross DVDs? At Anime Expo 2002, I believe. I think I bought them from Robert. Really? The Macross sets in the mini boxes they did. Do you think we're actually going to get more Macross with that Funimation deal? Or do you think that was just more bullshit from Harmony Gold? I don't think we've really seen much in the way of bullshit from Harmony Gold, to be honest. They're going to do what they're going to do. They haven't done shit with the license. But they don't have the license to anything else. They don't own as far as I know, they have those 3 shows. They have that one Macross show. I think they own the whole franchise. That's why no one's ever... I think they own the name, but that's not really an issue for a company that wants to make money. That's true. But all these companies want to make money, and they all do work together. Wait, really? Like, do you like Funimation and everybody like talks to each other? Like Discotek, are they all like communicating with each other? Not like that. I just mean in the sense of that. Like, think about how many old shows every company does at some point, and they find assets to do. Yeah, which I'm blown away with what Selby picks up. Because in my mind, I'm like, God, Mazinger's not going to fucking sell more than 2 copies. I remember working on that and just thinking, like, I have to make sure this is good because I don't know if this will ever come out again. I was blown away. I was so hyped, and then I watched it, and my hype died. See, my hype didn't die because I didn't jump into it expecting it to be great. I expected
something. I don't know what. And it's fun to watch. I'm not saying it's a clever. It's certainly not Mazinger, which makes it a bit kind of hard to. For what it is, it's fun. My only real issue with it is man, they clearly thought they had more episodes.
Yeah, well, it got canceled for some reason. Something happened in Japan. I think it was like the Olympics or something.
I don't know.
Happened and
that rough explanation seems to come up a lot. I think just the show probably didn't do well and it got canceled.
Before it came out, someone was like, I think it was one of you guys was like, "Hey, you should read the manga." So I
wouldn't have been me because I haven't read the manga. I've seen the cover where they have the bearing teeth,
but the
I haven't
manga's
read
good.
it.
The manga's really good. Like,
see,
and then the show is just kind of.
See, the thing is I expected the show to be kind of stupid, so I got what I expected. It is a weird, random adventure show. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's fun.
It's fun. Is that how you classify Jaspion as fun?
Yes, because here's the thing. Jaspion is not a good show.
Yes, it is, Mark.
No, I mean in the sense of if you are going to say, if you walked into a movie and saw Back to the Future, is Back to the Future a good movie?
Yeah, I like Back to the Future.
No. Not do you like it. Do you think it is a good film, that it was constructed well, that it's a good movie? See, I've trapped you in a hole because you already know where I'm going and you can't really disagree with me. Honestly.
I think Jaspion is constructed at the beginning really well. I think for a show of its time, was it 1987?
But we're not talking about the beginning. We're talking the whole show.
I think it flounders at the end, but it is the beginning. It really is knocking it out of the park. The costumes are fantastic. The fight choreography is great.
Fight choreography I like. The costumes jump up and down for me.
That's what. Same with me. Like at the beginning, I was like, "Oh man, I love these costumes."
Yeah.
Satan Gorth, dude. There's a guy named Satan Gorth. He's giant, fucking Darth Vader, and he turns into like a fucking kaiju at the end. It's so cool.
See, that's the thing is when he turns into, I don't know what it was. It was Super Satan Gorth or True Satan Gorth, whatever it was.
True. I think it's true.
I don't like it as much as the knockoff Vader.
I do like knockoff Vader. Mark, this is how much I like this show. Okay.
No, I know. I've seen The Wall.
No. I hunted down an unopened copy of a 1985 action figure set of Jaspion and Dalion. And
I think I've seen a photo of this.
Yes. And it costs kind of money. I am obsessed with
Flip. Your wife is watching. Lowering your voice does not help in this case.
She's actually giving the baby a bath. I can hear them splashing, so she can probably hear me. What was I talking about earlier? I said something about anime boobs or something, and all she heard were like boobs. And when I come out, she's like, "Whose boobs were you talking about?" I was like, "What? Oh, I was talking about anime." But out of all the Metal Hero series, Selby picked arguably the weirdest one. It's so fucking weird. Have you not?
I'm familiar. I haven't watched them. I'm familiar with the general designs. I think it's because I think that's the only one that's 100% standalone. Like most of the others have shown up in films or three of them wouldn't be available because they probably are still dealing with VR Troopers.
Yeah, VR Troopers, Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, and then what is it? Spielban was the one who keeps showing up in other places.
Govarians or Gavan. Gavan's showed up a couple times. Like I think there's a crossover movie with Gavan and some of the Super.
Yeah, I mix up the names, but I think that's the one that you can do on its own.
Yeah, Jaspion standalone. I think Blue SWAT is also standalone, but it's just weird because I love the Metal Heroes franchise. I think it might be one of my favorite. It might be my favorite Toku franchise, but most of them are like copish shows, like Space Cops or like Blue SWAT is literally a cop show, and then you got Jaspion, which is just this dude with a perm for the first 6 episodes, going from planet to planet and fighting these giant.
I don't think he loses the perm until like halfway through.
I think it's pretty early on because I was like, man, this perm rocks.
To be fair, it's been a long time since I watched it.
Which theme song do you think is better, the opening or Dalian's theme song? I can sing them for you.
I don't know what the second one is, to be honest.
Oh, Galaxy. Oh, Galaxy. Oh.
Yeah, my mind's wiped out. You have to ask Logan how quickly I will blow through shows.
So how did you and Logan meet?
We were arguing about Cowboy Bebop.
On what?
I don't remember where. It was just arguing about Cowboy Bebop. He was importing discs for himself just to have the discs. And he wasn't going to import DVDs of Bebop, I think it was, because the Bandai remix discs had come out, which were the same version of the show they'd done before, but with 5.1.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that the Japanese remaster discs weren't the remix discs. They were actually like remastered DVDs.
And he got mad at you for that?
No, he went and looked and, oh, you're right. And then he ordered them.
And then you two became best. You guys are like best friends.
Basically.
Logan was like, Mark's my best friend. I'm going to try to do my best Logan impression, okay? Mark's my best friend. I talk to him like every day. Is that good? Is that a good Logan impression?
I more saw Oscar the Grouch from that, to be honest.
Logan is incredibly nice. It's good to have a Gundam fan and a Toku fan. Like he's me, but
oh no, I love the same stuff, just to different degrees and to different
fandom, like just obsession. Like I would say I'm probably Mecha and Toku like you are with Digimon. Like I would start a whole.
Oh no, like you can ask Logan. I love Mecha and Toku.
What's your favorite Mecha show of all time?
All time. Oh jeez.
And don't name like I
see the problem is everyone wants the answer, but they don't want it to be an obvious one, which knocks out like the stuff that I remember best. Because like I grew up when Voltron was on TV, like the first time.
I grew up like early on in my life. My parents just started their business, so like we were poor like for 7 years, and I just got hand-me-down to my uncle's Voltron VHSs and like the same Power Rangers show VHSs. So like I grew up with a lot of stuff that was before my time. Just in my mind.
Okay. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat to a mech show that isn't a mech show. It just has a mech in it.
Oh, well, that counts as a mech.
If you watch the show, you'd probably disagree.
Okay.
Mysterious Cities of Gold.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. See, you actually got me this time. I don't know what that is.
Basically thinking like the 1500s when they're first, doing going to the Americas. And it's basically like a mechanical bird that flies them to the cities of gold in the Americas.
This is your favorite Mecha show?
It's the one I probably remember best, even though I honestly don't remember the it's just an easy answer to give because no one's going to go, oh, it's just...
I was on Nickelodeon? Wow.
Like here's the thing. If I were to say the 08th MS team, one of my favorites, but it's also a really easy answer to give that almost any mech fan could give that as an answer.
I think
it's more fun to give the unexpected answer.
I would say for me, unexpected, older. I really like New Getter Robo.
I can't remember the last time I watched it to actually remember. To be honest,
it's such a. I've got the. I'm not gonna go get it. It's over there. But someone was selling the original Gideon first box set, like where it came with a single disc and then like a really nice box, and they stuffed a bandana branded with Getter Robo on it. And thankfully it was sealed because I didn't want to wear someone else's bandana. But yeah, I really like that show. I actually like Die Ruger and Go Lion, even though they're a little hard to watch.
I would argue Go Line is objectively pretty terrible.
Yeah.
There's something very impressive about a show that does not call characters by the names, but just has them call each other by personality traits. Hey, Hothead. Hey, Pipsqueak. They don't call each other by names in Go Line.
That's very much. I feel like that's like a thing of the time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
yeah, but in the case of Go Line, it feels so lazy.
That and Ruger were two shows that were a pain in the ass to hunt down. Like they are so out of print. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay. Oh, Panzer World Galleon is one I'm a big fan of. It's
don't remember that one at all, to be honest.
It's the don't quote me because I'm probably gonna be wrong, but it's the first fantasy based mech show where like it's knights and it's like a medieval setting.
Oh, so it's like your favorite show, Godmazinger.
It's just like Godmazinger, but good. All the grunt mechs are like centaurs. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. And he's got what's the word? He's got a sword that transforms into like a chain whip.
Mace?
No, it's not mace. There's a certain word. It's what that big boobied girl from Soul Calibur uses. What's her name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think her name's Ivy.
Ivy, yeah. I was gonna say Rose, but we're in the same mind frame. She has that sword. The mech uses one. It's so cool.
Honestly, other than Soul Calibur 2 on Dreamcast, I never played those.
Really?
Soul Calibur, a little bit in the arcade, but that was like the signature game on the Dreamcast to show it off.
I love that game so much. Soul Calibur series. Oh, Logan's in here. We got Mr. Logan. How are you, buddy? We were just
right after we finished talking about him.
Yeah, we're Logan. I tried to do an impression of you, and it was not good.
No,
it was not a good impression.
Well, I don't know. He might take sounding like Oscar the Grouch as a compliment.
I was just like, hey guys. Oh no, that's even worse. That's even worse. That's not how Logan sounds. No, it was nice that because none of my friends watch Macrotoku. Like all my YouTube buddies, like Justin, and then there's Sam in the chat as well. Those guys give me so much shit, and
they're not wrong. Like here's the thing: I like Mecha, but by and large, it's kind of at its best when it's trashy fun.
No, I love a super serious mech show.
No, those are great, but those are kind of few and far between. And even
nowadays,
when there are like I have not watched what's the most recent one that people generally treated as serious? Darling in the Franxx, maybe? Where it's kind of supposed to be serious, but anytime I see trailer footage for it, I'm just kind of like, this is kind of trashy fun if I were to watch it.
This is my waifu.
Yeah, I've made a bad choice there because I'm just helping you be you at this point.
No, Darling in the Franxx is a bad show. It is a terrible fucking show.
But see that's when mech shows are best, when it's a super mech show and it's kind of trash.
It's bad. Like the writing is bad. Like the whole
okay, but here's the thing, Flip. You just yanked out a T-shirt that was 1 foot from your head.
It was a hoodie, and it's because 02 is best girl. Now,
but that's kind of my point. It's trashy fun, and you like it. I haven't watched it, and I can tell it's trashy fun. At some point, I will. But
I do have a model kit of that girl's mech, Steriliza, over there. So
you're really not helping your own argument here, Flip. but that's what I mean. Like,
did I have fun? Oh yeah, but
here's the thing: if Evangelion was just deadly serious and did not have the random, weird, trashy stuff in it, I don't think it'd be as well remembered. Like, think of all the dumb stuff in Evangelion that people really remember, and it makes the serious stuff seem more important.
To me, the thing that, like, when we talk about Evangelion, my brain always goes to one scene from the second Rebuild film where Shinji is tearing out.
Yeah, that's the scene. See, that one's kind of a cheat to go to because that's the one scene everyone remembers.
I'm not a guy who gets unsettled by stuff, but seeing that made me unsettled.
But I'm not even talking about the unsettling stuff. I'm talking about the dumb stuff that makes you remember. Like, here's the thing. Penguin walking across the screen. Yeah. I mean, would Evangelion be as much interest to you if it was just a deadly serious drama?
Yeah.
I don't think it would. I think you need that stuff that makes it fun to actually give a shit.
What's a show that's? I'm trying to think of like a anime, like a mecha anime that's 100% serious. There's no Gurren Lagann.
Oh hell no, no. But that's what I mean. I can't. Most of the ones that are overly serious, most people don't remember.
Yeah, and everyone knows Gurren Lagann. Everyone likes Gurren Lagann. That's like
but that's what I mean. There are tons of old mech shows that just serious, and you barely remember them because what is there to remember in it?
I think the UC timeline is overall pretty serious, and
but that's also kind of the only example we've been able to come up with and even then, that's kind of evolved, and it even still had Haro bouncing around.
Iron Blooded Orphans is like 99% serious.
No, it is,
and I love that.
I don't disagree, but that's also one of the few examples you can think of, and you are the mech guy. And you can't think of any real worthwhile examples past that.
That's like
Code Geass, maybe?
I feel like calling. I mean, I think about all the goofy, dumb shit that has.
Gundam Seed Destiny. We're just Zambot 3. That show does take a turn, though. Have you ever seen Zambot 3?
Not in recent. I vaguely do recall the turn, but it's one of those things where it's been so long.
Space Runaway Ideon. That show is fucking dark.
Okay, but again, it's just Tomino being Tomino.
Yeah, that's true. I love him. If there's a small list of people if I meet, I would ask them to autograph my arm, and I would get it tattooed. And Tomino is one of those.
And I think he would look at you confused and ask them to please take away the scary person.
You think so? You think I would intimidate?
No, I think asking someone to tattoo your arm without the context of what you're going to do, or with the context, I think the 80-year-old man's going to look at you like you're nuts.
What happens if I walked up to him and I was like, Tomino, I'm a huge fan. Your work has changed my life. I want to get your signature tattooed on my arm. There. And then I said konnichiwa and all that stuff and was very formal and polite. You think he'd do it?
I can't say that I know him well enough to say. I feel like I think I see a security guard throwing you out in your future, though, Flip.
I don't know. I feel like a security guard for an 80-year-old anime director. I think I could take them.
Oh, good. I'm gonna be called in as a witness now when this happens.
Logan said Tomino was at Anime New York City. He does seem to be doing cons a lot lately, a lot more than usual.
The Reco movies,
which apparently I tweeted something I sent something to Logan because we were doing the review for the first one, and it went kind of like this, where we were like, we had a topic, we're going to talk, and then we just go off topic, which is just.
I don't think we ever went on topic, to be honest.
Honestly, I like when I talk to somebody for the first time, I don't like having a rigid questionnaire. I've done it with Justin. I've done it with Robert. I've done it with Logan. When I'm talking to someone for the first time and you really want to get the feel for them and you want to get a feel of the conversation, I think I'm good at having conversations. I'm good at reading people. I'm good at being just the right amount of ridiculous as possible without crossing a line. And I think
Flip, could you say the last part after you take off the beanie?
There.
Okay, there, yes.
Oh, you can see my bedhead. You can see my bedhead and my balding. If I go, you can see my scalp now. I think I'm good at carrying a conversation. I just think it's better to get to know someone better when you are just naturally going from a topic to a topic.
I think you aren't wrong. I question how of interest most of this probably is to your audience, though. That's my only concern.
I mean, I started off as purely manga, and the last 8 videos have each gone over 1,000 views. So
makes sense then.
I mean,
you know your audience better than me.
I think my audience now is just based off personality. You know what I mean? Like I really do. I think it started off as, oh hey, this guy's reviewing manga, and then now that I'm kind of
Flip. I have the perfect idea for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Flip eats Pizza Hut.
For you, okay. I actually had a competitor's pizza tonight. Actually, because we're closed, so I was craving pizza. So we went to Blaze. Do you guys have Blaze over there?
That name sounds familiar. I'm not going to say that I have, but that name sounds familiar.
I gotta say, wasn't bad. It was not bad. The way they make their pizza is 90% robots, and I don't know if I like that because.
Huh.
So like the way they like do their dough is that they
wait, Flip. Are you saying you found something robot you don't like?
Yes, I don't like robots who make pizzas. That's where I draw the line. Robots who make, because it's honestly I don't want to sound like that old guy, but making a pizza, it gotta comes from the heart, man. You gotta feel the love to put. Like we mix our dough by hand. Like we mix it by hand, we roll it by hand. The place that I went to,
conceptually, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I could make the argument that when I tried making pizza, not knowing what I was doing, I still came out with something oddly close.
Yeah, but pizza is like sex. When it's bad, it's still good because it's sex. Pizza's never bad. I've never had a pizza where I've gone, that was a 0 out of 10. It's always been at least a 2, a 3. It's still pizza. It's still good. But great pizza, wrong. Amazing pizza is
there.
Really
I sent you a picture of one of the horrible pizzas I made years ago.
That doesn't look bad though.
No, that was like my third try.
Let me see. Is that Canadian bacon or pepperoni on it right there?
That's nothing. That's just a bubble.
That's just a bubble. That looks like that's like a perfect sphere. By the way, heads up, if you ever go to a restaurant and like the pepperoni sometimes gets burnt up, you know what I'm talking about? Like how
yeah, no, I know what you mean.
That means that their pepperoni is really poor quality. Like it means like it's so low bottom.
Yeah, but honestly, by that point, I'm already there eating.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's actually a really nice looking pizza, dude. You actually did a good job. That crust, was it a little doughy in the center?
No,
it was just like crunchy.
Although in that case I cheated. I used the dough ball.
Okay. So good dough, like just the head, like I guess it's Pizza Cast now. The best way to use dough is you mix it and you let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours. That's when it's like you mix it, you let it rise for about 5 hours by itself. You keep pushing it every 30 minutes. You push it down, mix it up, push it down, mix it up, and then you roll it out.
Someone in your chat's telling us to try Domino's.
Fuck that, Dark Senpai. I've actually, true story. This is true. So every year we close for vacation, but our vacation is we take all the equipment out, deep clean, behind the equipment, get the carpets deep clean. So we're closed for 2 weeks, but really only 5 days is like relaxation because it's a whole process. I did it by myself 1 year, and I was so hungry. I was working 10 hours straight. I was starving, and I went to the fridge. We were out of everything because we had to close. We ran out. We had no dough. We had sauce, but we had no dough. So I was like, I'll just get Domino's. So I ordered Domino's, and the dude who brought it gets our pizza every week, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? You're in the most popular pizza place in town, and you're getting Domino's." I'm like, "We have nothing here, dude." He was like, "I feel sorry for you," and it was honestly not that bad. It was all right.
Yeah, that's the thing is, and there are some nice pizzerias around where I am. Sometimes just grabbing something basic is not terrible.
I mean, like tonight I had Blaze, and they had like 5 different sauce types, which I think is a little weird.
I have to be honest, I don't like any specialty sauces at all.
Neither do I, man. I just red sauce all day. Do you know who Joey Diaz is?
Nope.
He's a comic, and when people ask him about ranch with hot wings, he goes, "It's blue cheese with wings, or go fuck your mother." So whenever someone's like, "Can I get white sauce on my pizza?" I'm just like, "Red sauce with pizza, or go fuck your mother." So here's I'm gonna share my screen here, Mark. Here's one of my babies. This is my friend Jake. He comes in once a week. He gets this. It's fresh cut salami, jalapeno, and mushrooms. Look how good that looks, dude. It looks incredible. And then look at this.
Not my toppings in general, to be honest.
This is sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, green pepperoni, and bacon. And look at that. You can tell we hand chop every veggie every single day.
The main thing I'll give you credit on is the diced green peppers.
Those, dude. If I see another green, if my wife
that's honestly not a joke. I don't like places when they slice them.
We slice.
Man, this conversation's gotten dumb.
Yeah, no, this is fun. I'm actually having fun. We slice them for the salads, but we dice them for the pizzas.
Yeah.
But I hate green peppers, dude. I probably cut 50 green peppers a day.
Oh, so you wouldn't like me. I will literally chop up a green pepper and then just eat it.
That's disgusting. That is gross, Mark. That is. I can do that with like red pepper.
But see, my preference has always been green.
I like a pepper where it's like it's supposed to be red, but it's kind of yellow. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like a mixture.
I know what you mean. Yeah, my preference has always just been the really bold cartoon green ones.
Yeah, those I hate those because those are the ones we use every fucking day, and I have to chop them every single day because everything's literally. People are like, "Why do you work so much?" It's like because everything's made fresh every day. I get there tomorrow. I have to be there at 8:30 in the morning, and I'll work until about 2 a.m. And it's just
when I'm doing anime work, that is my method. And you could ask Logan where I will borderline vanish, and then 2 or 3 days later, I will just appear with the show done and be like, "Okay, I'm done with that show Justin sent me."
Justin did say the other day, he was like, "Yeah, I woke up to a laundry list of details or something from Marc." Because you had sent him like a...
Yeah, I remember that. On like Monday, I'd gotten 2 discs. So I do the discs. So I did 99% of my process, and the last step is me going and double checking stuff elsewhere. So, and then more discs came, but I'd never done the end part where I could then send them to Justin. So at the end, there was like half a dozen that I did at the same time and sent them all to Justin at the same time.
He's probably a little overwhelmed, honestly. I would be a little overwhelmed if I got all these. So are you like just at the computer with the pause button ready, with the time showing, with a notepad, just being like, all right?
I do it digitally. I don't use a notepad. I just find I can go faster, not in my handwriting shit.
Mine's pretty bad too, honestly.
Mine, at least on one occasion, I wrote a note for something somewhere, and someone asked me if I was a doctor.
I get that asked a lot. I wrote my wife a "Roses Are Red" poem the other day, and she had to like go, "What does this say?" Because it's really, really god awful.
But yeah, that's my general method. Is I will deep dive into stuff and will pop up with it very quickly.
And you and Logan seem like you guys love doing that. Like, has there been any shows that have just broken you where you're just like, motherfucker, I don't want to watch this anymore?
There are shows that I would say I'm done with, but it's generally not the show. It's if there's an issue that makes it stressful for me working on it.
So what's been the most stressful?
See, I'm trying to think, because that's almost a better question for Logan, because he would have probably been the person I would have been ranting at about something. We're like, oh, this fucking thing, like just going, look at this line, copy paste in a line from somewhere, like, this keeps happening. Just that sort of thing where a show being good or bad kind of doesn't matter for the show for me. Like, if I like it, great. But if I don't like it, it doesn't really affect me doing it. I kind of just sit there and go, if I purchased this, how does this, are the subtitles good? Is there an issue that I should make Justin aware of? It doesn't Logan mentioned in the chat. It's not wrong that the row of Giant Robo and Bobobo kind of was weird, because I did Giant Robo, and that took me quite a bit, because 5 or 6 times I had to watch the show.
I think that was my number 3 best Blu-ray of 2019.
And right when Giant Robo finished, I got like 3 or 4 other shows. partway through those, another show got sent, and I had to stop and do that one for time reasons. Went back to finish the others, and then immediately when those were done, it was Bobobo, which was... I wouldn't say it was hard, it was stressful, but that was just because of how much happens in Bobobo.
There's a lot. And there's a lot in Bobobo. Like an overwhelming... It's like my personality.
The closest I remember to legitimately being overwhelmed, it wasn't Bobobo itself, it was... I was finishing up the first... Normally what I do is I watch through the show every time that it needs to be watched through. I do the extras, and then I will go back and do various disc checks that I need to do. You know, are the chapters where they should be? That do the menus work? That sort of thing. Because of Bobobo being so robust, I was asked to completely do the first disc. So I'm doing the chapter check on Bobobo, and I pull up a little window, and it tells me how many chapters there are. So as I'm skipping through and making sure stuff was where it is, I can go, this is correct, this is this chapter number. Oh, I'm X chapters through. And Bobobo was like 267. And at some point, I hit like 100 chapters in, and at this point, it was probably like Friday or Saturday night. It's probably 1 a.m. And my brain just went, can't I be fucking done with this? Like, I need to be done with this and move on to the next Bobobo and just...
But it's good as someone who owns a business. It's probably good for Justin that he has a worker like you.
I believe Justin is continually worried that I will implode.
You might, dude. You might.
No, so, you can ask Logan. I don't believe I've ever come to any point where Logan has to go, I'm worried about Mark.
Do you have a job outside of this?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. So you do this like full time?
I do anime stuff. I work on my site, and other than that, I relax.
Okay, well, so I mean, Logan has his IT job, and then he does this on the side. But you're literally like, you're like working as much as I do on a disc, which is fucking insane. Well,
but you also have to remember, it's not like the discs completely make it full time. So if I finish disc, there are times when I may not be doing anything for a week or two. I may be decompressing during that period.
Decompressing, I like that term.
Well, it depends on the show. Like if there's a show that's off old tapes, there could be times where I have to stop 100, not 100, but a few dozen times to make sure the audio here isn't right. There's something wrong with the video. Problems that, if there's a typo in the subtitles I miss, I'd rather not miss anything. And you could ask Logan or just would tell you, my in general goal is to catch everything by myself, to not let anything pass, and to be completely unreasonable.
What's been the biggest fuck up that you've seen that if it wasn't someone like you working on it, it would maybe have gotten through?
I don't see. The problem is remember, there's other people who do this type of stuff, and generally speaking, those type of errors don't make it through all that much. Like, I'd say most people probably find the biggest error in general, it might be a chapter's out of place, or there's a typo in the subtitles. And no error should get through, but those aren't that big in the long run.
But what has been the biggest error that you've seen?
A really early disc, I remember episodes were out of order on the disc, but that's something you can't really miss, to be fair.
That's true.
I understand it. I understand it gets missed when you're putting the disc together, because all the pieces, you're sort of just putting them into place, as is my understanding of the process. You're not necessarily watching the disc through.
Okay.
So everything's put in, and if a file gets mixed up, until someone sees the disc, it's not obvious that's happened.
And how long have you been doing this?
Almost 2 years at this point.
Nice. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
And you guys are part of the Discotek team. And you guys are...
Logan likes to joke that I'm the quality control department. No, because like I can be very high energy, but there's times I'll get depressed. And Logan will point out other companies have departments for this, and it's mostly you doing it. And he thinks I do a good job. I think I do a good job. To be honest, I know Justin thinks I do a good job, or else I wouldn't be there.
That's true. Like you probably I know you guys are just like technically freelance, right?
Yes.
Doing freelance work. So the fact that he keeps going back to YouTube means that you guys are doing something.
Yeah.
You guys are doing something. But I mean, you guys had a really like rough year with releases. Cyborg, Giant Robo, Bobo, Jaspion.
You know what? And that's the weird thing is, Bobo is the one everyone brings up, partially because like I would ramble about it on Twitter. But that was more a case of it is one of those times when I was 100% sure I could talk about Bobo.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times with the show, maybe it was announced a year or two earlier, but I'm not sure if I should really talk about it, so I just don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Bobo, the day before Brady and Justin were saying the disc was being sent off to me. So I knew I could talk about Bobo, so I did. The problem is what are you going to say about Bobo minus, wow, there sure are a lot of subtitles, and it's and you say little jokes from the show, and people then message me wondering if I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't finished Bobo because, like I said earlier, I start something.
It is a long show and it's a distracting
76 show. Episodes, right?
Yes.
70 something.
It's somewhere around there because there's also a special in between.
Because, like, in my brain, it's like I could watch that, or I could watch Jaspion again, or Message from Space. Which is, I think, gets overlooked.
Message from Space was fun.
That's a fun show. Shitaro Ishinomori, who, in my opinion, is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. He's the Tom Brady of manga.
Having worked on a few of his shows, I still like his work, but it's up and down for me.
I love
like Message from Space was really fun to watch. Some of it kind of goes off the rails in a fun way, but
that's most of his stuff. I mean, like, look at Cyborg.
It is, but it's like and Cyborg, it's maybe unfair to even attach him to it because at that point, it's not like he was there for the show at that point.
That's true.
Like the finale OVA for that series, I didn't like much at all, to be honest.
I watched that whole show in a single sitting.
I was close to that.
My wife was, I think she was in Florida or something with the kid, and
I had a day to myself. I was off work. I just played Fire Emblem Three Houses just came out, so I laid on the couch, put on Cyborg, and played Fire Emblem on and off between episodes, and just spent literally a whole day in my underwear watching Cyborg, which is a good way to spend your Monday day. Your Monday day / night.
Good show though, much better than I expected it to be honest.
And Justin did a really good job considering.
Justin did a really good job, but that one, like, that's one of those where, and I'm not the first person to say it, another few years or someone not as good as Justin, I don't think that show would exist anymore, really.
Nope. And that's the other thing. People don't understand, like, the reason why I like Discotek so much is that you guys license some of the most obscure shit that would just be lost to time.
Well, and as much as neither of us would say it's an amazing show, no one else was gonna get God Mazinger.
No one, and I'm glad that I own it. I'm glad it's in my pile. I'm glad.
And that's one of those ones where I probably take it a bit too seriously because that's not what anyone's ever gonna look over again.
Nope, never. That show is literally what's probably gonna get a single pressing, and
I still think as dumb as that show is, there's some weird stuff in that show that oddly almost feels more relevant as a show now. Like, think about some of the shows there are now and how much stuff from that show would not be completely out of place.
That's true. And the theme song is low-key a really good song.
That was the weirdest thing is if you told me that show is going to be the modern version of Mazinger, it's not that far out of line, to be honest.
Speaking of Mazinger, I'm surprised Selby hasn't licensed Grenadizer. It's the next.
I don't remember. I don't even remember ever watching. Is that the one with the one with like the fat stomach that was like popular in France?
It's very popular in France and apparently very popular in Italy, which is my home country.
I think the issue is I think Mazinger's always been kind of a hard sell here because, like, here's the thing: even the people remember
licensing it. Like,
yeah. No, but like here's the thing: I grew up with Mazinger, but the version I watched isn't. I can't get it. It's not available. It's not around anymore.
Before I even knew what anime was,
I grew up with Tranzora Z.
Tranzora Z. Now,
Yes.
When I was a kid, like I'm talking young, like 5, 6, 7, 8, we used to go to Sicily every year because my family has a house over there. And Mazinger was huge in Sicily. Like I'm talking like you'd go on the beach and get like an ice cream bar and it would be wrapped in like a Mazinger logo. And people selling bootleg VHSs on the beach, like a lot of bootleg sellers on the beach over in Sicily. But
yeah.
Mazinger was just everywhere.
But like I love Mazinger, but I don't think it's really ever caught on here.
I mean, it's got its pockets. Like I just watched all 92 episodes of Mazinger Z in a month, about a month and a half, 2 months, and my brain was on fire at the end of it. It was not very good. I mean, I like the original series. I like the monster. I love Monster of the Week shows because I love.
I have to rewatch. Not rewatch. I've had the Blu-ray of the new movie for quite a while and I haven't watched it
Infinity?
yet. Yeah.
Infinity's fantastic. It's a direct sequel. Like it like literally ends. It's just,
but here's the thing: how many times has Mazinger done that?
Well, that's true, but it's nice to see in the 2010s a high budget.
No, I agree, but
it's so funny because one of the robots is like Santa Claus. And he's just like in the background. You can just see this fucking.
I don't remember that at all, to be honest. It's been a very long time since I've watched anything Mazinger. Minus God's Mazinger, that is.
I just watched The Impact. So I just watched that recently.
That's the
It's the third one you guys released. It was Mazinger and then Great Mazinger.
I think that was Logan before I was there.
Oh, really?
Logan. I think.
Sound off in the chat.
Yeah, because I definitely didn't work on that. And I don't know if that came out before I was there, but that wasn't one that I was involved with.
Like I was telling Justin this, like what other company is like? I'm turning around to look.
Also, I should point out, since someone mentioned this, that man, why someone mentioned why was I making fun of you for Transformers? It's not. It's how you're acting. Where I popped into your chat one later, you're like, man, I'm street. And it's right above your head. You can see the giant Transformers box shaped like the Matrix. And it's just like, man, you can't be talking about how street you are when you have that literally like a halo over your fucking head.
That's my halo, dude. Hell yeah. That right there is what makes me street. This
yeah. Okay. Wait. Is it that, or is it the Comic-Con 2-pack of Jason from Power Rangers?
Yeah. Oh man, dude, that's the SDC Comic-Con exclusive.
I have that.
Yeah, I had to buy that off eBay. I couldn't go to Comic-Con, but yes, I think it's both combined.
And now you have to buy both of them again.
Yep, Wave 5. I'm excited. I'm going to because I'm still missing Wave 3. I get all of them from Big Bad Toy Store because none of the stores here are stocked.
Yeah, I just order them from Hasbro.
Yeah, so I'm just like
because I'm dumb enough to keep buying them.
I do really nice figures, but I haven't taken mine out of the box yet.
So. I haven't taken mine out of the box. I would question them being nice, to be honest. If you kind of look closer, they aren't all that great. They're better than the ones that Bandai did, but for like how much people are like, Hasbro's gonna fix the brand, and looking, they're normal Hasbro figures, and anyone who's had Transformers knows that Hasbro has as many issues as anyone else.
But what I was going to say about Discotek, what other company is licensing Godmars? And then over here you got
worked on that. Godmars is still weird to like think about because there's the show, there's the compilation movie which kind of does its own thing and ignores most of the show, and the OVA confuses me because it feels like the OVA is an OVA to a reboot that never was made.
That's a hard show to recommend to people because it's not very well animated.
It spins its wheels a lot. Is my issue with it. I did enjoy it though. My main issue is I kept going, oh, I can see how many robots there are in the menu, and there's that many other characters. So when these other robots show up, they're going to be the pilots, and they aren't. The robots are just there.
They're just there. Also, Go Shogun, Space Warrior Baldios, like so many Dynamech Guy King, like you guys licensed the weirdest shit that I fucking love.
I think Shout did Guy King, didn't they?
No, that's a Discotek title. That's a DVD. It's right there. DVD.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't do DVDs with me, but I remember Shout did release something for the original Guy King. I think.
Giant Gorg.
No, they did the Toei and William Winkler. They re-edited the shows into movies and released a few. Yes, for a few of their shows, and they were all dubbed by the actor William Winkler, who had a studio.
Okay.
You'd probably remember him. Do you remember what's the show? Tekkaman. Technoman.
Yes.
The old dub. The old Space Lance or whatever the really that was him.
Tekkaman was another hard thing to fucking track down. Like, because it came out in
No. I don't mean Tekkaman Blade. I mean the original show.
The original.
From like the 70s. He dubbed it in the 80s, where like the dude just screams Space Lance.
And he did Guy King.
But like they re-edited them and used a bunch of LA area actors, but like actors who, based on what you watched, you might actually recognize names, not anime actors in general. Like the kid from the Munsters.
Talking about the werewolf? Eddie?
Maybe I'm not thinking of the Munsters. Maybe I'm thinking of Addams Family. Not Addams Family, but Vampire Kid.
That's the Mustards had the werewolf son.
I'm mixed up on it at the moment, but like that Chase Masterson from Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Where like they took a bunch of old classic Toei shows and then edited them down to be like 3 or 5 movies. And but the one that I remember, the clip that I remember is they did it to Harlock.
Okay.
And I believe William Winkler himself played Harlock, but the voice dub was like as a pirate. Har har mateys, I'm Captain Harlock.
I want to find that. That is
but like some of those were released by Shout on DVD, and I think Guy King was one of them.
How do you feel about the rumors, the almost unconfirmed rumors that Shout is going to be doing Kamen Rider? Have you seen this?
I have. Is that a rumor at this point? Because I saw people.
There's no official announcement, just blue.
Okay, but ignoring lack of official announcement, I thought it was said by enough people who actually know this stuff that in theory it's not really rumor at this point.
I mean,
it was people who work with Shout who were saying it. I think.
It blows my mind because was it last year Bluefin was like, hey, we got the toy license for Kamen Rider. And I was like, okay, cool. I can finally buy SH Figure Arts figures that aren't $100. I can finally buy a driver. I'm not going all out like Logan and buying the build.
Well, the thing is, I'm 20 years out on Kamen Rider. It's been a long time since I've really followed. Oh no, I like it. It's just at some point I'm not going to follow 50 episodes a year.
01's pretty good, man. And then I'm starting.
The last time that I really remember watching Kamen Rider, I remember watching some of Ryuki, and I watched all of Kuga when it was reasonably new.
That's a while ago. That's like 2004.
But that's what I mean. That we're talking like basically 20 years, nearly 20 years ago at this point.
But yeah, like August Ragone. Do you know who that is?
Not off the top of my head.
He works for Shout. He's written a book on Subaraya Productions.
Okay, but isn't that the person who actually said this?
He said, I can and cannot confirm that I worked with Shout last year, working on which Kamen Rider, Heisei era Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I see. I have to be honest. You wouldn't even get that type of thing on me because that's saying it. I mean,
well, he probably got the go ahead.
No, I know he probably got permission, but at that point, that's not really. Oh, there's rumors about it. Someone who works with them on this stuff went. So I can't tell you that I've worked on show X. Wink, wink. Show X. That's not. I mean, at that point, that's someone gave him permission to say it, but went. You can't actually say it. And he went right up to that line, but at that point, he had permission.
I'm a bigger Kamen Rider fan than Sentai fan. I'm still sad that Shout stopped their Super Sentai. Like after Hasbro.
Well, they said it was Hasbro.
Yeah, they said, hey, Hasbro put it on hold, which if Hasbro doesn't continue that, I'm going to be really fucking pissed.
I'm not shocked they didn't. Not because I don't think they'll do it, but I mean, they've only had the brand fully owned at this point for like a year.
It makes me mad. They were about to do I think they were teasing 5-man before they cut the
I don't remember, but I mean, I would like them to get permission to use dual layer discs and stuff if they're going to keep doing it, because at some point it was basically, and I don't believe it was Shout. I think it was said they were told they had to, where it had to look like a nice big box, so they had to use single layer discs and everything. I don't have the space to deal with that.
I'm just happy we got Jetman. Like that's the one thing I'm happy that we got. Jetman's fantastic.
Well, Jetman would seem to be the easiest because there's no Power Rangers to get confused with.
That's true. I think I'm surprised they never adapted Jetman. Like that's
because if I remember right, Saban had tried ongoing for years, so at some point that probably was what it was going to be.
Are you like this? Like along with Robotech, are you ever blown away that America was able to hodgepodge these shows and create?
No, because
it blows my mind.
Because that's what entertainment is. It's finding the pieces and putting it together.
It's just so weird that Robotech was like 3 different animes.
But here's the thing: how many people like the Toku Spider-Man show?
I love that show.
But here's the thing: that's the thing. That's the same thing. It's just that there wasn't source footage, but it's the same.
Do you think that we'll ever get that?
I mean, Marvel has it subtitled. They did the work already. There's just no discs.
Well, he is in the upcoming in the Spider-Verse. Maybe they'll. Oh, dude, I would fucking. Isn't that the reason why we have mechs in Super Sentai?
I think it was the first or one of the first, but I don't think it was like.
It's because
this is why it has to be done. It may have been the first, but I don't think it was a case of. And now that Spider-Man has done it,
I love that show. That show is absolutely ridiculous. It's such a good fucking show, dude.
But that's what I mean. It is basically the same thing. I mean, think about how weird Transformers gets at some point. It was a Japanese toy line about characters who pilot mech suits. The toys alone were licensed by Hasbro, who made their own story for it.
Yep.
That was imported back to Japan. They did their own shows and stories based on it.
They did their own manga too.
It gets weirder and dumber, though. You have to remember. Then years and years later, Hasbro brings it back under one of their subsidiaries. They had bought Kenner, which was Beast Wars, animated by a Canadian studio that had only done one show at that point, which was Mainframe. The show was brought to Japan. They didn't have enough episodes to keep going, so then they did their own shows with far more episodes than ours did. Like, it's the same, but that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. It's the same thing. It's just, in the case of Power Rangers, they took the suit footage, which made sense. No one's going to notice that Red Ranger isn't the same actor if you're only using the suit footage.
That's true. And then isn't Zed was the first American created character?
He was the first big villain. I think they might have had a U.S. Goldar suit before then.
So the Goldar in Japan is different?
If you look, you can tell when they swap Goldar suits because the Japanese one is kind of meaner looking.
Of course it is.
No, but like the Goldar, as you recognize them, is probably where it's kind of like a flatter nose. It was more of a snout in the Japanese footage.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
In fact, they had to have had an American suit because I remember him fighting Jason in season 1 in that weird prison that Rita had.
Have you read the comics at all?
Yeah, I kind of dove out of them at one point, though, to be honest. Because here's my issue with those comics: they never slow the fuck down, so you can relax.
Oh no, dude, it's a
but like that's part of the fun of Power Rangers. Part of the fun of Power Rangers was that okay? The episode starts off with and different in every show, but Bulk and Skull show up and do stupid shit. The Rangers are involved with something. And then they
go and chill.
And then Rita fucks it up. They fight. And at the end of the episode, it's back and Bulk and Skull try again. That's part of the fun is that it's not at some point with the comic, I just went, okay, I'm done. I
love it, dude. I think those 3 books right there, Year 1, Year 2, and Shattered Grid. I haven't read anything past Shattered Grid because I just wait for the hardcovers, which the 4th one just got announced. I think they're fucking fantastic. I think the first book in particular where there's a set piece that we'll never see in a show where Tommy is riding Kimberly's Zord on the wing, and they fly up to his Dragon Zord, which is hijacked, and he fucking jumps and punches the glass, breaks out, rips.
But okay, I vaguely remember, but that's the thing cool, part of the fun.
It's the Fast and the Furious of the Power Ranger world.
But part of the fun of Power Rangers to me is that fun, stupid stuff.
I mean, same too.
And the comic has sort of shoved it into these weird post-comic mini stories that weren't that fun to read overall.
I love the comic. I think you should go back and read till the end of Shattered Grid. I think Shattered Grid.
But that's the thing. I read through Shattered Grid.
I loved it, dude. I think it's so good.
But at some point, and even the end of Shattered Grid's kind of a cheat.
I think past Shattered Grid is a cheat because it kind of was a necessary evil.
See, here's my issue though. Shattered Grid was like basically 2.5 years into it, and now we must do the mock reboot because the world could. You're only 2.5 years into the comic at that point.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't gotten a hardcover for Go-Go Power Rangers, which is like the side series.
I think they mixed it in with Shattered Grid.
Okay.
I only read that minimally before I kind of fell out because it just stopped being. At some point, escalation isn't fun.
We have a question. What's your favorite childhood anime besides Digimon?
Well, see, here's the thing. I wasn't a child when Digimon came out. I was already 13 or 14.
That's a child?
I guess so. I guess, but like, remember at that point.
I would say non-child is like 16.
I guess.
So pre-16, what was your favorite anime besides Digimon?
I probably would say Voltron, to be honest.
Hell yeah, that's a good answer.
It's kind of a bad answer because it's more a case of I don't remember what anime I might have been watching at that point. Like I remember watching Samurai Pizza Cats and other stuff like that. Voltron is the one I remember partially because it was just. I mean, I remember watching Samurai Pizza Cats, Voltron, Ronin Warriors. Basically, all the stuff that showed up on random TV channels at the time was stuff I watched, or anything I could find at Blockbuster or Hollywood Video.
We were just talking. Me and Justin and his sister were talking about Blockbuster. I remember going in there and seeing Ninja Scroll and being like, what the hell is that?
See, that's the weird thing. I don't remember what I would rent from there anime-wise because I remember walking through and looking and grabbing whatever trash there was.
There's a lot of trash out there.
No, and that's the thing is that was the stuff that was generally popular for the stores because, you had the box where a monster was like,
or there's a girl with big tits.
We had the claw. But those were never on the covers at Blockbuster in general. It was always the monsters.
I remember seeing Ninja Scroll, and then the same day, have you seen the terrible movie, Rollerball?
I remember Rollerball. I don't remember seeing it, but I know what it is.
I remember I remember getting that just because Rob Zombie did a song for it. I was like, oh my God, Rob Zombie did a song. And
no, here's the terrible movie you have to watch, Flip. And I recommend this terrible movie to everyone.
Okay.
Masterminds.
Do some Google.
Do you remember the TV show Angel?
Yes.
Do you remember his son? Do you remember his son?
No. I was not a big Buffy.
Okay. It was the guy who played his son.
Wait, are you talking about the 2016 with Zach Galifianakis?
No. I'm talking about the one. So it was the guy who played Angel's son in Die Hard in a School, and the villain was Patrick Stewart.
Masterminds action movie, because that's
just do Masterminds Patrick Stewart. It is the dumbest movie, and I will recommend it to anyone and everyone.
Oh my God, that cover!
Yes,
that cover is amazing. Patrick Stewart, Vincent
Kartheiser.
Oh my God, Brendan.
Now, are you ready for how bad the movie is?
Yes.
There is nothing past like the original like VHS tapes they sold and the master they made for the movie channel. If you go and buy the movie digitally, it is still cropped to full screen. Like if you buy it now. If you go to iTunes or any digital store that has the movie, it is cropped. Wow. With the old crop warning and everything about how it's been reformatted. They've never attempted to redo the movie visually. Digging up the film.
This movie looks awful.
Yes, it's completely fucking awful. Ask Logan. I love watching terrible movies that I openly admit are terrible.
How do you feel about the Fast and the Furious franchise?
Haven't watched them.
I think it's 10 out of 10, the best.
So here's the issue with me watching Fast and Furious. By the time they were worth the effort to watch, movie 5 or 6 or so is when it seemed to become crazy action-y. At some point, I have to decide I have to go watch the others because I'm not willing to just go into the new one.
You got Benjamin. We should do you, me, and Logan. We should all for like a whole month watch a Fast and the Furious movie every other day or something, and then do a podcast about it. Because I legitimately think they are a work of art. The fact that they were able to make a franchise out of a movie about some bald head dude stealing VHS tapes out of the back of semis or VHS players. It's fucking incredible, dude.
But that's what I mean. Like when they became big, someone was like, okay, no, you can just watch movie 5 and then we'll go watch movie 6. I'm like, no, I need to watch 1, 2, 3.
Watch them in not the chronological release order, the chronological story order.
No, see, I already know why. Like I know what happens. I want to watch in the real order, not.
Don't you want to see The Rock flex out of a cast?
No, here's exactly what I'm gonna do. At some point, I'm gonna watch the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna watch the stupid one for kids.
Oh, the anime?
No, the like weird CGI cartoon they did just a few months ago. No, I'm watching every stupid dumb thing they've made.
Hobbs and Shaw. You gotta watch Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm gonna watch every dumb thing they made.
Yeah, right here, dude. Right here. I'm with Flip on this one. It's one of those franchises where I turn my brain off and just enjoy it. My friend does.
No. See, I don't disagree. I'm just not willing to watch any of the ones that show up later that apparently everyone really loves until I've seen the early ones that people only half gave a shit about.
I've never met a real Fast and Furious fan in real life, but every time they fucking movie comes out, it just topped the box office. Like I remember,
but that's what I mean. Like I remember the first one came out and a lot of people liked it. The second one came out and no one cared.
I wanted to import a Japanese domestic.
The third one people generally liked, which I think that was supposed to be direct to video, and they did it in theaters anyways.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
And no, the third one.
Oh, Tokyo Drift.
Yes, people like that one, and then the fourth one's when they decided to actually try to do more, and then they sort of, over 1 or 2 movies, they turned it into basically comic book as far as I'm aware.
It's so incredible, dude.
And I'm not willing to jump in anywhere except movie 1.
I used to want to be Paul Walker, but now I don't anymore because he's dead. I don't want to die, but I used to want to be Paul Walker so bad, and now I want to be Vin Diesel. Every time he says one last ride, I get a little moist. Like he is just like he's a hunk of a man.
At some point, I have to watch the newest Riddick movie.
I haven't seen that either, dude. I used to, as a kid, whenever
Pitch Black is creepy and really worth watching. The second one's stupid, but still worth watching.
And the game is Escape from Butcher Bay.
The game was fun.
But Mark, we've been going for an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
I've had an absolute blast talking to you, dude. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you had fun, even though it's been ridiculous. Next time you, me, and Logan should all do like a 3-way. Put
that a different way.
We should all do a 3-person podcast. There we go.
Yes.
Now, do you build Gunpla at all?
Not in years. I've gotten some model kits recently, but not anything I've spent the time to build.
Well,
in that case, it was that they spun off the Figurized line and started doing Digimon kits.
Oh, dude!
So I nabbed a few of those.
I nabbed a couple.
I nabbed a few of those, but I haven't built them yet because part of the issue is I kind of just want to do stuff, and with a model kit, it's hard to just go, okay, I'm just gonna build the kit, because then you're like, no, want to sand down that, want to make this look nice, and I don't want to spend the time doing it. I just don't want to.
Well, before we go, I want your opinion because I just got 2 new kits. I want to see which one
Lord.
you want to do. Should I build the Master Grade Barbados from Iron Blood Orphans?
Haven't watched IBO.
What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
So, and you can ask my Gundam theories to Logan.
Real Grade new Gundam with the funnel.
I would do that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I have large theories on Gundam, which Logan would be the first to tell you, which is basically at some point most Gundam stopped being fun and it started going into a loop. It's why I like stuff like Recco, where I look at IBO and IBO looks very good. It looks competent. It looks animated well, but it also looks like Gundam I've seen 100 times over.
I really like IBO. Professor Who says he doesn't like it, but he's wrong.
Here's the thing. I assume I'll watch. I assume one day I'll watch and I'll love it, and it will be like any other number of Gundam shows.
Barbados is my 3rd favorite mobile suit.
I like Gundam when it kind of does different stuff. Minus
like Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing was different when it came out. At this point, here's the thing. 00 is pretty much Gundam Wing,
except not edgy. Not that edgy.
It's still pretty much just Gundam Wing. I mean,
the Gundam Wing manga is actually a lot better than the show.
At some point, I need to read it. I just haven't, because when I look at Gundam, I kind of look for the stuff that looks a bit weird and different, and that almost falls more into that. Well, G Gundam was always been different, but I mean, like newer stuff. Like I'm generally more interested in the weird shit they make for kids.
Like Age.
Not necessarily Age, because I just haven't watched, but like Build Fighters.
Build Fighters is fucking great.
No, but that's what I mean. Build Fighters is better than most Gundam they make now.
It's the first time we got to see Crossbone animated.
Most Gundam they make now has fallen into a loop, and I like it, but I just want to spend the time doing other stuff.
Well, I'm slightly retarded, so I like that loop. But let's go ahead and wrap it up. Mark, where can people find you?
Marc FBR on Twitter. They can find me at With the Will, both on Twitter and the website, which, because I'm dumb, decided to relaunch the whole website a week before the new movie came out. So literally the site was rebuilt under a week before the new movie, 20th anniversary movie, came out.
It actually looks nice. I've had it pulled up the entire time that we've been live. So guys, thank you so much for hopping on. This is the reboot of the FlipCast. Next time I'll have whoever else on. These are just off of like, hey,
Flip's gonna forget to invite someone, and it's gonna be me or Logan.
I think your 3rd manga is supposed to be on next week, but we've been planning this since November, and nothing has happened. So that's how these shows go. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for everyone who watched me poop earlier, and we will see you guys. I'll see you guys.
Man, anyone who tuned in late is not gonna get that, Flip.
Goodbye.